Hello again. Welcome back to another one of my photography blogs where I kind of think of things and I discuss them and talk to you about photography. And I'll put some links down in the comments below and in the show notes below so that you have an idea of some of the photographs I'm talking about. But I want to talk about why I think film is actually better than digital. And I don't think that digital is a bad medium in any way. But to me, looking at film, digital doesn't have the soul that film has. And in the old days, people would describe the difference between video and film as video sees in the present tense. It's a surveillance camera. And what you record on the screen is exactly what you see when you hit playback. And it looks like live video. And if you were to turn on your television right now and two shows could be playing. One is the nightly news with the highlights from your local city's baseball team, or an outfield scene from the movie The Natural, which is a baseball movie. If you turned on either one of those, one would say to you present tense, which is the news coverage because it was shot on video, and one would say past tense because there's a difference in the way film and video look. Film feels like something recorded in history, and it has maybe a little softness to it, a little dreaminess, almost like it's one step removed from reality. Video looks, and digital photography looks exactly like live and accurate and 100% real. And I don't know that I always want real. I like getting something that's a little bit dreamy. It may not be as sharp as your 5D Mark II with your 17 to 80 or whatever lens is the hot lens right now. It may not be pixel for pixel, all about, that kind of comparison. And I'm not comparing those two. I think digital is incredibly sharp and extremely useful for a lot of things. I shoot commercially with digital, and I wouldn't shoot with anything else. My clients need the work now, and they don't want to pay the extra, and we're not going to archive it. So I really think that it comes down to we have to choose what we want to use the medium for to determine what we choose as a camera to shoot that assignment. So for me, if I'm going out shooting for my personal use, if I'm shooting family, if I'm shooting moments that I want to capture that have a timeless feel and maybe even be exhibited, I'm shooting film. And if I want to document something that's going to be sharing a photograph with a friend who's having an event, doing something that I'd like to capture for them, but I really don't want to own them, then digital is my choice. So I'm going to show you 3 photographs that I enjoy because they feel like they're timeless. I was out at a lake last week with my Rolleiflex, and I talk about what a joy it is to work with that camera. And I had it loaded with black and white film, and there was a father with 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they were fishing. And I went over to them and I said, "May I photograph you?" And he said, "Sure." And I took a handful of photographs of them, different angles, fishing. And it was one of those kind of like an iconic sort of a thing, just a typical father doing a typical thing with his kids that doesn't involve computers and screens. It just involves a physical activity of going out with fishing poles. And there was something classically, genuine and true about it. And they seemed like they were having a great time, and the father seemed very loving, and I wanted to document it. And I'm glad I had the Rolleiflex because I may have shot 6 or 8 frames total, and out of those, I found 3 that I thought tell a story. And those 3 are in the comments of the show right below here. And you can take a look at them and I'll show you. So it's kind of like, for me, those photographs wouldn't work as a digital photo. Those photographs are uniquely film because they capture this timeless event with a medium that's timeless. And it's almost like, for me, and I use that phrase, for me, film, the medium of film adds an extra layer of specialness to that image that a digital photo wouldn't have had. Now you may say the digital photo would be sharper, and it may. The digital photo may have been in color, it may. But this was black and white film. That piece of film is a 6x6 negative. There's 3 of them that are the ones that are my picks. Those are in a sleeve. Those are preserved. In 100 years, those should exist as long as those negatives still exist. Whereas digital is kind of disappearing. People lose phones. People lose, or at least computers stop working and they get new computers, and the computer that doesn't boot up still has photos on the hard drive, but it's no easy way to get them off, and people will say, oh, well, they're still there. It's like, if you can't access them, are they really at any point real anymore? And for me, film has this, certainly you don't shoot as much, so you don't have to wade through as much. And it's not, everybody talks about slowing you down. I don't know so much about that as it makes it so that you just don't spray and pray and overshoot. Because most of the time with digital, everybody shoots 1,000 images, and there's a problem with having to edit 1,000 images. I don't want to edit 1,000 images. And I would bet that the editing of 1,000 images is sort of poor. Things are missed because there's too many to look at. They all start to look alike. So the nuance between the good and the best may be missed. In film, if I shoot 6 frames of something, I probably can edit through them and look at all of the aspects of each of those very critically, and I really do think that medium helps me. So that's my commentary on film versus digital and why I think medium matters. I'd be interested in hearing what you think, and certainly I'm not knocking digital for all things, because it's great for a lot of things. But for the things that matter most to me, there's nothing like having it captured and having the look of a piece of film. All right, thanks a lot for watching. I'll send some more your way. Hit the subscribe button wherever it is, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.